Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey and welcome back to my channel, Connecting with Spirits. So in today's video, I am going to be doing something slightly different to my usual videos. I am going to be talking about chemtrails. I'm going to be doing a healing on the energy of chemtrails, and I'm going to pull a few cards just to see if there's any messages that are going to come through from Spirit on this topic. But before I get into all of that, I am going to just tell you a little bit of a story, a little bit of a background on how this video came to be and how I'm headed in a slightly new direction from now on. So I had been doing another project, a healing project, and I was channeling some light language, and the light language I was channeling was an activation for a new direction. And I had been sitting down beside the river, kind of tuning into myself and my guides, asking what the topics were for my YouTube videos for that week, as I usually do. And I was tuning into my heart, listening, waiting for some guidance, some information to pop into my mind, but nothing came. It was absolute tumbleweed, crickets like nothing. And then I opened my eyes, and in front of my eyes was a plane flying across the sky with chemtrails coming out the end of it, spraying into the sky. And I just got a feeling, like a knowing, and I knew that my next video was going to be on chemtrails. So I just thought, yes, that's amazing. I'd love to do a video on this, so it'll be really interesting. And so I said to Spirit, okay, let me know what way I'm supposed to be doing it, send me the information, the truth, what it is that I need to talk about in this video. And in my mind, I thought I'd be doing some research on chemtrails. I'd be going kind of down a rabbit hole, getting all the information, all that sort of stuff, and kind of outlining it for a video, putting some cards, doing that sort of stuff. But that isn't what happened. I didn't hear anything from Spirit, so it was a couple of weeks and no information was presented to me. I didn't really get any clarity. There was nothing really coming to me about chemtrails, and I thought it was very strange because usually I can manifest information pretty quickly. So I was like, okay, maybe that's not the way I'm supposed to be doing it. So I'll just leave it and we'll see how things unfold. We'll see what information comes in for me. So I left it. And it wasn't until a couple of days ago that I finally had an epiphany and got clarity on how to do my videos. So I was doing a healing on a different world issue, and I was tuning into the energies, bringing in the healing energies, getting clarity, and I was getting all these insights and downloads on the energy behind this particular thing. And it was just during that healing that I had the idea, the epiphany, as I said, that was the way that I needed to go about doing the chemtrail videos, that I needed to approach it from a healing perspective, a shadow work perspective, to play to my strengths, because that's where my gifts lie. So I got the information that I needed to do a healing for the collective, to tune into the collective energy on what chemtrails are from a shadow perspective, what the shadow energy is in relation to chemtrails. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. This video is operating on the basis of that what as within, so without. So whatever energy is within us, within the collective, is going to manifest outside in our physical reality. So in terms of chemtrails, I'm going to tune into the energies in relation to chemtrails and see what the shadow energy is within us and within the collective, with a view to healing it and to take back our power in relation to this. So let's get straight into this. So what are chemtrails? So I'm not going to go into too much detail because there are so many excellent videos and so many excellent information on what chemtrails are really, that go into far more detail than I will. But I'm just going to give you a brief overview in case you have absolutely no idea what it is I'm talking about. So chemtrails are basically a form of weather modification, a form of geoengineering, where chemicals are sprayed deliberately from planes in the sky. There's also some things known as contrails, which are slightly different to chemtrails in that contrails are just water vapor. And you'll know the difference between a contrail and a chemtrail because contrails will dissipate within minutes. When you see them, you'll just kind of see like the white strip in the sky and it'll disappear as you look at it. Except with a chemtrail, it won't dissipate. It'll probably take hours. You'll see the white strip and it kind of expands until the whole sky is kind of filled with this white haze. And the chemtrails contain, as the name suggests, a whole cocktail of chemicals. So we have graphene oxide, we have aluminium, we have strontium, we have barium, and a whole other load of stuff. And basically it's a lot of heavy metals which are detrimental to our health. Now the mainstream narrative is that chemtrails are purposely sprayed in order to combat global warming, which is kind of a little bit suspect in my opinion, because it seems counterintuitive to just spray heavy metals into the atmosphere to combat the sun. They do in fact block out the sunlight, which is has a detrimental effect on us. And as well as if you're polluting the environment with chemicals, those chemicals are going to leach down into humans, are going to have an impact on animals, plant life. It's also going to get into the air we breathe, as well as the water supply and into the soil, which eventually will get into the food supply. So it just seems like really counterintuitive to be spraying a load of chemicals, and for that to be the reason that it's to do with climate change, which I don't buy for a minute. So I did pull cards on this a long time ago. It was tarot cards, and the two cards that came out, I just asked like what was the energy behind chemtrails, and it was the Devil and the Four of Swords. So these two here. As you can see, the energy is not great, as you can imagine. So for me, when I was tuning into that energy, it was malevolent energy, dark forces, demonic energies, Satan type energies with malevolent intentions, and they were spraying these chemicals in order to incapacitate us in some way, as the heavy metals are known neurotoxins, as well as a whole other cocktail of other things that do have detrimental effects on ourselves as well as animal life, the whole ecosystem, to be perfectly honest. And the word that came to me was population control. So the intention behind it was malicious, in order to bring about death, pretty much. So it's really blunt message, but I'd say a lot of you could already intuit this information that it was not a good thing that they were doing with spraying all these chemicals and all the rest of it. That it comes as no surprise that this is what those darker energies wanted to bring about. But I wanted to come to this video from an energy of empowerment, because a lot of the time we can focus our energy and attention on these darker energies. I don't know who they are exactly, Illuminati, the Cabal, shadow government, whatever sort of word you want to put on them, but we can direct our energy and attention towards them a lot of the time and wonder why they're doing this. How can they do this? It can bring up a lot of emotions for us, which are very much valid. A lot of anger, a lot of horror, a lot of despair, a lot of hopelessness, powerlessness, all the rest of it. And you can wonder, oh my goodness, like, what can I even do to help? What can I even do to stop this? You can get into this space where you feel really powerless and helpless. And the intention behind this video is to help you and to support you take your power back, because what you can do is, instead of focusing on them, you can focus on yourself, and you can sit with yourself and go within, like we will be doing for this healing, and you will have the option to opt in to receive the healing yourself, to look at what the energy is within yourself that needs healing, that is causing these chemtrails to be manifested on your physical reality. And if enough of us do this work, then we can tip the scales into a tipping point, to the point where the chemtrails will no longer manifest into our physical reality, because we will not be a match to it. So that is kind of the premise behind why I'm doing this video, and I am going to go into the healing now to have a look at what the energies are. And when I was sitting with this last night, just doing some prep, it struck me that the darker energies were creating a toxic environment, spraying all the chemicals and whatnot. So it feels like to me, because the toxic environment is on the outside, that we're going to be looking at what toxicity, what toxic environment is within us, energetically, emotionally. I'd say there's probably some wounding, these sorts of things, and we're going to have a look at that, bring that to light into our conscious awareness, with the intention to clear and heal it. So with all that being said, if you would like to receive this healing, please do give your permission in whatever way feels comfortable for you. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to, my healing team of light is already here, but I'm going to call in all of your healing teams of light, and I'm going to ask them to activate a sacred healing space around us all now, and to anchor that in around us, so we are protected and held within this sacred space to receive these healing energies today. And you just might see it as a golden dome, is what I'm hearing. It's kind of like a lattice dome that's going around us all energetically. And it's an opportunity for you to just connect in with your psychic senses, just to see what you can sense. Seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, knowing, whatever your dominant sense is. Let's take a moment to tune in and allowing that energy to settle and anchor in around us all now. I'm going to call in Archangel Michael. For this. Calling in Archangel Michael. My voice is already changing, so there's something coming in to be cleared there. But first I'm just going to put in some protection. I'm going to ask Michael just to activate your own unique Alana. So this is heavy duty protection. Usually it is archangels, but because I asked for your unique one, it depends on who's on your healing team of light. So it might be a combination of archangels, it might be ascended masters, or different energies. So we're going to place an energy right in front of you. And again, just tuning in with your psychic senses to see what you can sense as these energies are placed in around you. Another energy is going to be placed behind you, and one to your left, another to your right, and 4 other energies are going to be placed in between those 4, kind of like on the points of a compass, with Archangel Michael overlighting ahead above you and Archangel Uriel below. So you are completely surrounded, enclosed within a bubble of archangels, ascended masters, energies from your healing team, high vibrational energies of love and light, protecting you, holding you, supporting you for this healing as we dive into this shadow energy. Thank you very much, Michael. And I'm just going to ask, what energy are we going to take down? And I'm hearing truth. So we're going to take down some truth energy from the heavens. And as we go, I'll bring it down through the chakras and ground us in. So we'll see what energies come to light as we move down along our chakras with this energy. And it's up to you if you like to keep your eyes open, close, lie down, sit down, whatever way feels most comfortable for you to tune into yourself and to these energies. So I'm going to bring down truth from source, from the heavens. I'm seeing a blue silver light with flecks of gold, and it's going to spiral down into your crown chakra. That's super strong, opening and activating your crown for this healing. Excuse me, I might burp throughout this, which is just a sign that the energy is clearing, and some clearing is happening as we bring down this truth energy. Excuse me. As this truth energy continues to spiral down into your third eye chakra, opening and activating you to truth. The truth behind these energies in relation to chemtrails. As this beautiful blue, silvery, gold flecked truth energy continues to spiral down into your throat chakra, opening and activating your throat to the truth of chemtrails. I'm going to stop here because I feel like there's an energy coming in. This is affecting my speech there as I was trying to put in the protection. So we're just going to take a minute to just tune in to see what these energies are in the throat chakra. So I'm hearing it is toxicity, and by that I mean toxic words that are coming out of your mouth that you are spewing out into the world. It also, I'm getting the impression that this might be a pattern, so it does not originate with you. I'm seeing the ancestral line, also past lives coming in as well, that your ancestors and indeed your parents, there's this pattern of toxicity that has been carried down the line. So your parents might have spewed some toxic words to you as you were growing up, and the pattern is continued because you spew the toxic words to someone else, and you also might internally spew toxicity to yourself in your own mind. So that seems to be a pattern here that needs to be broken. And then also past life aspects, which is something similar as well. You've had past lives where that pattern is also active. Again, the toxicity, the toxic words have been spoken to you, and if you have spoken to them to yourself or to somebody else. So I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael to clear this toxic energy, this toxicity from the throat chakra, to heal and repair and bring in any support that is needed in order for you to be able to break this cycle of spewing toxicity, from spewing those toxic words to other people and to yourself. That also might not be the case. You might be very aware of the toxic pattern as it came down the line, so you mightn't spew toxicity to other people, but you might be very toxic towards yourself, or vice versa. I'm hearing one or the other or both. So I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael to bring in a lot of healing energy for that and support to break that cycle of toxicity. Healing and repairing as we go, please, Michael. So I'm just being drawn to the head. There's kind of pains up here, head, crown chakra, And just going to tune into the energy and see what the energy is up here in the head. So I'm getting the feeling like the toxicity was abusive. It's verbal abusive. It could have been emotionally abusive. And as a result, there is some changes in brain chemistry because receiving that toxicity, that abuse, changed your brain chemistry because it was quite traumatic. It's almost, I would use the term brain damage. To a certain extent, that it changed your neurochemistry because of these toxic energies that you were taking in the form of energy, verbally, emotionally. I'm hearing physically as well. So I'm going to ask Archangel Michael just to clear that energy from the crown chakra, from the head, from the physical body, to heal and repair it. So I'm also feeling a bit of a headache, just tuning in to see what this energy is. It's like literally the verbal abuse, the toxicity that was spewed your way is giving you a headache. It's a pain in the arse, I'm hearing. Like it's wrecking your head. I'm also hearing overthinking. And the headache is like a physical manifestation of this trauma of being emotionally, verbally, physically abused is what I'm hearing. So just gonna ask Archangel Michael for healing for that. Clearing those old energies, repairing them, replacing everything that we've cleared with love, please. Also getting the sensation of like brain fog as well, which is really interesting, like brain fog, and then the way the chemtrails are sprayed, it almost looks like a fog that kind of diffuses throughout the sky. They're just making some parallels there for me between those two things, and the brain fog is as a result of that toxicity that's been spewed. Its effect on you is a brain fog, as we were talking about the chemistry changing, that sort of thing, that you might be suffering from brain fog as well as a result of that toxicity being spewed your way. So I'm going to ask Archangel Michael to clear that energy and to bring in, to repair and heal it, and bring in any energy that you might need in order to support yourself to heal it. So I'm also hearing, because of the heavy metals being sprayed, you're taking them into your system and they have a tendency to accumulate in your brain matter. I think one of them, aluminium, is a known neurotoxin, so we go straight to your neurons, your neurobiology, your nervous system, one areas of which it would end up is your brain. So feeling like there is a buildup of heavy metals there for some of you. I'm hearing, is it chelation? I think this is like a heavy metal detox sort of thing. The angels are going to do that energetically for you now. Their version of chelation is what I'm hearing, to extract those, at least energetically, the heavy metals, but they might come out of you physically also. But right now the angels are doing their version of chelation therapy on you energetically to help you detox from this heavy metal overload. And again, just have the opportunity to tune in, connect with the energies around you. As I'm seeing or hearing Archangel Ariel, there's Shekinah as well. We also have galactic energies, the Pleiadians, and Commander Ashtar here too, assisting with this healing. And Archangel Michael, of course, Archangel Metatron, Uriel, Zadkiel, Gabriel. A legion of angels is what I'm hearing. And Kali also. So again, still working around the head, the crown area. Just seeing the angels in a circle with their hands up, energies coming out of their hands into you. So I'm hearing you might experience some physical side effects from your body detoxing from these heavy metals. To be on the lookout for those. If you're feeling tired, irritable, again, the brain fog is kind of coming in. And that I will leave some aftercare guidelines in the description box below, just to how best you can support yourself after this healing. But as always, do connect into yourself, your heart, and ask what's the best way for you to support yourself as you go through this detox. Hearing you might also experience some sort of like ascension flu symptoms. So it might look like a flu, headaches, aches and pains, sinuses running, temperature. It's just your body's way of detoxing from these heavy metals. Thank you very much. So I'm going to bring down that truth energy into your heart chakra, your higher heart, illuminating the truth for you. Seeing what energies there are at the heart. what energies are here. So it feels like a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, trauma from the toxicity that's been spewed your way, also the toxicity that you might have spewed towards yourself. Feels like a betrayal and self-betrayal. Hurt, pain, trauma, abuse, suffering, agony, sadness, forlorn, sorrow, heartbreak. All as a result of this toxicity that has been spewed. At you, or that you have spewed towards yourself. So I'm going to ask Archangel Michael just to clear that energy, to bring in healing for it. And if there's any repair that's needed, because it feels like there's been a wound inflicted upon you. Feels like a wound from childhood. That your inner child has suffered a great deal as a result of being on the receiving end of this toxicity. The vile words, the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse. So I'm seeing now, this is totally up to you if it resonates, to just wrap your arms around yourself, almost like giving yourself a hug, but it's not you, you're hugging, it's your inner child. Because it feels like they do need some soothing, some comfort. I'm hearing also soothing for your nervous system as well. Because you might be perpetually in a state of fight or flight as a result of being on the receiving end of this abuse. And a really nice way to soothe both your inner child and your nervous system is to wrap your arms around yourself. You can even rub your forearms, just whatever way feels comfortable for you. I'm just being directed to guide you to do that. But of course, there are many different ways to soothe your nervous system. It's just about finding the one that's best for you. And again, you can tune in and ask yourself later, what's the best one for you? But that is what I'm hearing right now. And I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael to bring in energy to heal, soothe your nervous system and your inner child. Going to ask Archangel Ariel to pour liquid love into your inner child and indeed yourself, to fill your DNA, your cells, organs, tissues, organ systems, your physical body in all levels, layers, bodies, fields and systems of you energetically with this beautiful liquid love. Excuse me, clearing as that comes in. It's pink energy, I always see it as, or also emerald green. This energy comes in really strongly. I'm seeing it like a vortex pouring down into you, clearing and healing, soothing and supporting you and your inner child, healing any wounds that have been inflicted as a result of this abuse. I'm seeing also scars. The words have left scars on your heart. So the angels coming in for that, to heal and repair that for you. 100% betrayal, and I'm just going to ask Archangel Ariel to gently pull them out of you now, to transmute them with the violet flame, and to heal and repair the wounds that have been left as we pull those swords out. Thank you. Oh my goodness, as the wind picks up, and there's also some drops of rain, so the elements coming in here as well to support you. The wind's coming in to clear your energy fields of any old energy, and of course the water. The sea is behind me as well. Need that emotional balance and that cleansing from that water as well. The water is also really good for soothing your own emotional waters, your nervous system as well. That's why I feel like Spirit directed me to be here on the beach today, to call upon the ocean, and it's actually the Irish Sea, to soothe your emotional waters. If you have been traumatized as a result of receiving verbal or emotional abuse, toxicity. Thank you very much, Michael Ariel. So I'm just being drawn to the back. It's the energy of feeling unsupported, alone, as a result of being on the receiving end of this toxicity. Unsupported emotionally, unsupported physically. I'm also hearing emotional neglect. So asking the angels to clear that energy, to repair and heal and replace it with support, emotional support, any and all support that you might need, and love. So I'm still feeling that headache. Some of you also might be feeling that headache as a result of the healing that you received up there. To just allow it to pass naturally. Or again, tuning into yourself to see if there's anything else that you need to do to support yourself if you do have a headache, and getting some relief with that. Thank you. So bringing that truth energy down your shoulders, arms, and into the palms of your hands. Opening and activating your palm chakras to the truth behind chemtrails. So I'm also feeling some control energy, usually when people walk into the camera. And it's out of my control because of course I'm filming in a public place, but it's usually control energy. So I am feeling that. I'm also feeling some chaos energy, and conflict, which is indicative of dark energies. They like to create chaos, they like to create conflict, because it's all about power and control for them. So you might have encountered this energy, indeed, as you're growing up or throughout your life. This is, dark energy, so I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael to clear this and to heal and repair it, and to free you from any dark energies. So there's some cord cutting taking place, but for me, I like to ask Archangel Michael just to pull out the cord so you're not left with anything behind. So if you just want to tune in and see, there are a number of cords being pulled out of your chakras now that have attached you to darker energies incarnated as people. As Michael just pulls out those cords, transmutes them with the violet flame, and heals and repairs where those cords have been pulled out, freeing you from those dark energies. I'm seeing there's contracts as well, if you like to visualize ripping up contracts and placing them into, it's like a bin of violet flame. Feel free to do that, or if you like, just see chucking them into the fire, whatever way comes to mind, go with that. I'm hearing 3 contracts for some of you. Could be 1, could be 2, could be 3, but at least 3, or should I say maximum 3. But those contracts are coming to an end because you are looking at these energies within yourself and healing it, looking at this pattern, breaking the cycle, breaking the karmic cycle, healing the energies within yourself, because you have decided to create, you've decided you wanted something different, and you are creating something different in your physical reality as a result. Okay, thank you, Michael. As we continue down, bringing this truth, blue silvery energy into your solar plexus chakra, opening and activating your solar plexus. Seeing what energies are here. I'm feeling powerlessness, helplessness, hopelessness, despair, feeling out of control of your environment. Again, just being drawn to the parallel of sometimes of how you can feel when you see the chemtrails being sprayed, that you feel out of control of your environment, that you feel powerless as to what to do about it, you feel helpless. It's a very similar energy. So I'm going to ask the angels to clear out this energy and to heal and repair it, replacing it with your own power, with love and hope. As the wind really picks up for this, just clearing away any old cobwebs I'm hearing from your solar plexus chakra and indeed your energy fields. Because it seems like we're releasing as we go, as we're taking in these high vibrational energies, and the energy is automatically coming up and the wind is like sweeping it away. And also some drops of water as well. Extra cleansing and purifying of your energy field as we go. It's a super strong healing. Okay, so a solar plexus chakra, like a power imbalance, has been created as a result of being on the end of receiving this abuse. Also being directed to let you know about working on your solar plexus chakra, about working on your power. I have another healing video about, I think it is stepping into your personal power, and a meditation on it as well. So I'm going to link those down in the description box, which might be of interest for you if you feel the call. Please feel free to check those out, because it seems like there's a little bit more work to be done. It's not going to be done in this session, but a little bit more work for you to do on your solar plexus chakra and standing into your power fully. And also I'm seeing connection to your solar plexus in your throat. So working on your throat chakra and speaking your truth as well. So I also have another video that I did about truth activation, which is all about that, if you'd like to check that out as well, which could be of help. I'll link that in the description box below as well. Thank you very much, angels. So as this energy continues to spiral down into your sacral, opening and activating your sacral to the truth. So I'm feeling like there's some dread, dis-ease. You're just feeling dread, you're feeling dis-ease. It's kind of like when a toxic environment is created because you're being abused. You just feel constant dread. Clearings, constantly ill at ease, as if you're walking around on eggshells, because you don't obviously want to provoke whoever it is that's abusing you. Something to do with hiding, keeping yourself hidden, as like a safety mechanism to protect yourself and keep yourself safe. So you might do that as well in order to avoid the abuse. Yeah, something to do with being invisible, wanting to be invisible. Wanting to remain invisible. Be unseen, unheard, from making yourself as small as possible to avoid it. So I'm just going to ask for some healing to be brought in for that, clearing those old energies, replacing them with love. And a lot of rain coming in for this. And I think it is also symbolic of the tears that you have cried in relation to this too. There's a lot of sorrow, there's a lot of grief around how badly you were treated. But it's also very cleansing rain right now. Thank you. As we continue with this energy spiraling down into your root chakra, opening and activating your roots, feeling like your foundations were not solid. You might have felt insecure, inadequate, unsafe. You didn't have that safe environment to grow up in. You didn't have that support that you needed. It was quite abusive, it's quite toxic. And as a result, your foundations are quite shaky, so you might feel quite insecure, not good enough, inadequate. Also hearing blame, you might blame yourself or feel like you're at fault a lot of the time when that's not the case. So I'm going to ask Archangel Michael just to bring in some healing energy, some support, some solid foundations, some love, and to clear out any of the old energies from you as well, please. Ooh, strong. Thank you. As we continue to bring this truth energy down into your knee chakras, opening and activating your knees to truth. There seems to be like an inferiority complex here. Someone else feeling superior, someone else making you feel inferior. Again, that power imbalance and abuse of your power. So clearing that energy out, I'm asking for repairs and healing to take place, please. Michael, bringing in energy so that you know your worth. And you know that you are more than adequate. You know that you are enough. You know that you are equal. Seeing a lot of green energy for this as well. Emerald green. From Archangel Ariel, and hearing Shekinah's coming in pretty strongly for this. You might feel it in your crown chakra. The energy coming in is immense. Super strong. And of course the elements. As we continue down into your root, or into your feet chakra, should I say, opening and activating your feet to truth. The energy is just feeling very stuck, feeling entrapped, like there's no way for you to get out of this. Oh, God. So asking Michael to clear that, to heal and repair, to bring in some freedom for you. Also seeing some like chains and stuff, so I'm going to ask him to break you free from that too. Anything that's holding you back, keeping you stuck, keeping you entrapped. Thank you very much, Michael. As this energy continues to move down into your Earth Star chakra, opening and activating your Earth Star to truth. So I'm hearing there's some like self-worth issues, feeling worthless, feeling unworthy of love, unloved, used, abused. Hello again. I had to change location because the heavens just opened up. Now I was on the beach and there was absolutely no shelter at all, so I am here underneath a tree in case there are any other showers. And it was really interesting because I was tuning into the energies. I was like, this must be a message. And the message is the energy is like about someone's mood. Their mood is changing like the weather. So they're blowing hot and cold. 1 minute it might be all sunshine and rainbows and they're all lovely and happy, and then next minute they're a tempest. There's a storm raging within them and they're just really angry and in a mood and they're taking it out on you. That was the kind of energy that was coming to me, that Spirit wanted me to convey to you. This is the sort of type of toxic behavior or environments that they are intentionally creating around you, with their mood going from dark to light, let's say, good to bad, sunshine to rainy. Yeah, it's all part of that toxic environment. And I didn't even pause the video. I ended up stopping it by accident. And I was walking over to the new location saying, oh my goodness, having a bit of a, this is terrible. There's sand everywhere. There's sand all over my car. It's having a bit of a moment thinking, oh no, am I doing the right thing recording this video? Like, is it supposed to go this way? Or did I just pick the wrong time or whatnot? And I see 14:14 on the clock and I look it up and it is a message from the angels to say to trust that you're on the right path. So I was like, okay, thank you for that, angels. We're just going to go with the flow, because I am still receiving messages as they continue, and I feel like me moving into a new location, a new environment, is also indicative, if you find yourself currently in a toxic environment, that you too will be moving into a new environment. It feels like that's a message as well there, for some of you if you're finding yourself in this situation. Okay. So I'm just going to tune back in because we were working on the Earth Star chakra. I'm just going to see if there's anything else that I need to convey. Before grounding, it doesn't seem like it, so I am going to bring down that beautiful truth energy. I love this energy, or this light coming in as well. It's going to spiral down through the different levels and layers of the earth. I'm going to ask that you are plugged into the heart of Mother Earth Gaia, separately and independently from everyone else, of course. Thank you. Hearing this is Pleiadian light. I'm going to call in Mother Earth Gaia. Calling in Mother Earth Gaia. Calling in Mother Earth Gaia. I'm going to ask Gaia to ground, earth, anchor, connect and align you to her fully and completely, and to ensure that you are fully embodied in your physical body, or as much as you can be at this time. So I'm here, we're going to be bringing up the energy of rose gold from Gaia. Beautiful. This beautiful rose gold energy is going to spiral up through that grounding cord that we've just put in Gaia. This light on the camera is so cool. Spiraling up through the different levels and layers of the earth into your Earth Star chakra, filling it with that rose gold energy, grounding, earthing, anchoring, connecting and aligning you to Gaia. It's a really loving energy, it's a really mothering energy, it's really nurturing, caring, soothing is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing there's been some damage done to the nervous system as a result of living in a toxic environment. And this also includes if it was kind of like a childhood situation, or if you manage to get out of the toxic environment and you find yourself in a new environment, the damage has still been done and it still needs some healing. Even if you've managed to get out of this toxic environment, Gaia is just coming in to do some healing on your nervous system specifically, because you might have been in a sustained fight or flight response as a result of this toxicity, this abuse that you were on the receiving end of. So you might have experienced I'm hearing like renal fatigue, burnout, because your nervous system is just totally shot with those really high cortisol levels. You were in that heightened state of fight or flight, nervous system being highly active, and you were hyper aroused all the time. You might even still slip into those sorts of states where you're in a state of hypervigilance, anxiety, you're kind of on edge, restless, you can't relax or switch off, because your nervous system remembers, and sometimes you might get triggered and go back into that sort of fear state. There's also a lot of terror as well. I'm feeling horror because of the trauma that you have endured. And Gaia just coming in. I'm seeing her wrapping you in like a blanket of rose gold, completely surrounding you, wrapping her arms around you as well. And then it's like that blanket is dissolving into your nervous system to soothe it, to heal it. Kind of like a reset. Thank you. Sky's energy continues up your feet. And again, I'm seeing more like, looks like webs, more rather than like shackles or ropes type thing that you might have got tangled up in. Guy's just coming through to seeing her like brush them away to free you, to free your feet. So you can move out of this situation, you can move out of this environment, this toxic environment. Or if you are already out, energetically freeing you from it. As Gaia's energy continues to spiral up your ankles, shins, calves, knees, some support energy coming into your knee chakras here from Gaia. I'm just hearing specifically to enable you to stand up for yourself, to stand on your own 2 feet as well. And it seems like there's some energy going in as well if you need to take yourself out of the situation, to be able to do that. Take yourself out of the toxic environment. There's some energy, there's some support, there's some help, there's assistance coming in for you to enable you to do that. To assist you to do that. And I'm hearing if there's any other further assistance that you might need, to ask your healing team of light. If there's a specific angel, if there's a specific guide or energy that you like working with, to say, okay guys, this is what I need, boom, 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 boom. Because if you don't ask, your healing team of light cannot intervene on your behalf because of the laws of free will. So it's only when you ask for help that they will be able to help you. Thank you. Sky's energy moves up your thighs and into your root. I'm just seeing like cracks in your foundation. And it's like that rose gold energy is seeping into those cracks to repair them, providing you with a solid foundation once more. And it's like within yourself as well as in your physical environment, in a house, let's say. Excuse me. Some clearing happening. As Gaia's energy continues to move up your abdomen, into your chest. And it's like Gaia's hands are coming around your heart. And she's holding it very gently, pouring that rose gold energy into your heart. Because damage has been done. You have been left wounded as a result of these experiences. And you might be struggling to heal it. So it's like support and assistance are coming in for you to help you to do that. Whatever your goal looks like in relation to healing. Gaia's energy comes down your shoulders, arms, and into the palms of your hands. And seeing Gaia put her hands into yours. This is a show of support and like her reaching her hand out to connect to you, to letting you know that she's there, supporting you, cheering you on. She has so much love for you. And if there's anything that you need to ask her, she will be more than happy to provide it for you. Sky's energy continues up into your throat. Again, a little bit more healing happening in the throat, especially when it comes to speaking your truth, standing up for yourself, using your voice to say what it is that you want to say to protect yourself. Seeing purple energy as well coming in. The violet flame. And this is super strong. Just gonna ask them to tone it down a wee bit because it is very strong and I still feel like I have a headache too. There's some healing and repairing is happening in the throat chakra, and I'm hearing the vocal cords as well. Because maybe for a long time you've kept your mouth shut, like you haven't been able to say what you wanted to say, understandably so, because it seems like if you did say anything it would just be subjecting yourself to further abuse. But as a result of you keeping that energy in, it seems like there's been some damage done. The emotion or the block energy has become blocked there in the throat chakra, but then it has manifested into your throat, so you might have suffered some sort of like vocal cord speech sort of stuff, especially with your voice or even singing. It might show up in that way where you lose your voice, or your voice gets really strained if you sing or talk too much, these sorts of things, or you might experience a lot of sore throats because that's where the energy has stayed, because you have felt powerless to speak your truth because of the toxic environment that's been created around you. As Gaia's energy continues to flow up your face, chin, lips, cheeks, nose, eyes, third eye, forehead, crown, grounding, earthing, anchoring, connecting and aligning you to her energy. Some clearing for the third eye, almost like, excuse me, like there was a veil there. I don't know if you were or are quite psychic, but you had to shut down your gifts because you got scared of what it is that you saw, or it was to protect yourself. Feeling there's energy of denial as well, but also to protect yourself from the truth, because it would have been just super painful to acknowledge the truth at that time, so you hid it from yourself and you went into a state of denial to protect yourself, to survive. As this energy moves up from your crown into your soul star chakra above your head, and up further still into your stellar gateway chakra. And I'm just going to ask, seeing like a beautiful green light as well, that you're plugged into either an earth grid or galactic grid, whatever's grid is best for you at this time, to support and assist you with healing this, so that you are fully and completely supported above and below, held within a sacred container as you continue on this journey. So I'm seeing a sword. I'm hearing the sword of Excalibur, which is a message that I've gotten before, but I forgot to look it up. But anyway, swords usually for me represent truth and clearing or clarity. I'm hearing that messages of clarity will come to you. That more puzzle pieces or dots to connect different things will come to you, so that you receive some clarity. Ooh, okay. Feeling like, because my legs have just gone numb, so you might also feel quite numb in relation to this. You might have numbed yourself out in order to protect yourself from feeling the full extent of the pain of being in that toxic environment and having to endure that abuse. I'm also hearing that you might engage in other behaviors to numb yourself, drugs, alcohol, sex, food, these sorts of things to repress your emotions, to repress the hurt, to repress all the feelings, or indeed the memories. And that's just done to protect yourself, because these feelings are quite overwhelming and difficult to deal with. And maybe because of an upbringing, if it was in childhood, that you endured these toxic environments and abuse, that you were not taught how to deal with your emotions, how to emotionally regulate yourself, all this sorts of stuff. So you developed a coping mechanism, which was to numb yourself out, to use substances, these sorts of things, in order to survive. You just did what you needed to do. And it's not a criticism because you got this far. That version of yourself did what it needed to do in order to survive. But healing is about noticing and becoming aware of these patterns, of these sorts of behaviors that you might engage in that might no longer serve you now. And looking at what steps you can take in order to do something different, in order to learn how to properly deal with your emotions, emotionally regulate yourself, instead of reaching for like the food, the drugs, the alcohol, whatever it is, to numb yourself out. Thank you. I'm just tuning in, checking in to see if there is anything else coming in with this for the healing. Okay, I'm seeing like a pyramid, but it's being placed above you. Sometimes see this in energy healing, actually, where it is, I'm hearing it's a copper pyramid, and this copper pyramid is being placed around you for healing. And it's very much galactic energies coming in now to do a little bit of healing on you with this copper pyramid. Hearing to look up copper, spiritual meaning, and also the properties for copper. So I think it's good for arthritis and things like that. But I'd have to look that up myself to see what copper is also good for. But there's some healing happening with this copper pyramid for you now. Hearing it's to do with any addictions as well that you might be engaging in right now, to help you break that pattern. Also, to help you break the pattern of abuse, to help you break out of the toxic environment. as the galactic energies continue to rain down on you. And again, just tuning into yourself, your psychic senses, to see what you can pick up. Seeing lots of colors. I saw purple, and then I saw like a rainbow type colors coming in with this. Ooh, I'm also seeing unicorns as well. And love working with unicorns. So magical and playful energy, but they're coming in as they usually grant wishes. So if you would like to, I'd invite you just to connect into your heart to see if there is a heart's desire or a wish that you have in mind. And when you're ready, saying it out loud or in your mind's eye, and the unicorns are going to receive that and help you to manifest it into your physical reality. And it's kind of a gift from them because of the healing work that you've done today on yourself and also contributing to the collective. I'm hearing like it's a reward. As the unicorns receive that energy from you now and take it into their manifesting portal. So I'm also sensing like there's a dark portal which sometimes gets created in situations like this where someone is doing dark deeds like abusing someone else. A portal opens. So I'm just going to call in Archangel Azrael, calling in Archangel Azrael, calling in Archangel Azrael and all the other angels, and just asking them to close this dark portal, to seal it and heal it. And there's going to be cords now because I healed it, so I'm just going to ask Archangel Michael to pull out those cords between me and the portal, transmute it with a violet flame, and heal and repair all those areas where they pulled out the cords from me, please, Michael. Whew, that's much better. Just seemed like you were shrouded in darkness from these dark energies, these malevolent energies, these abusive energies. And a lot of light shining now. Okay, just tuning in to see if there's anything else. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple of cards. We will see if there's anything else that Spirit wants to say in relation to this topic, and then I'll close down the healing space. So the deck that I'm using is by Alana Fairchild, and it is the Sacred Rebels Oracle. It is so beautiful. I really love the imagery on this deck. It speaks to me and it's super deep. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards. I'm gonna ask Spirit just to make the cards jump out, whatever relevant ones are, and then I'll just see what messages there are. So what do we need to know? Spirit, any other final messages in relation to this, and chemtrails. Oh, it hasn't fallen out, so I'll just wait until it does. They're lining them up for me, I'm hearing. So I always wait for the cards to fall out. It's just my particular way of working, so sometimes it takes some time, but I like doing it because I know the messages are coming from Spirit and not me picking the cards. So, but that's just me and how I work. So bear with me while Spirit lines these cards up for me. Just checking, no, nothing fell out. Oh, okay. A whole big pile of them fell out there now. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have. Number 28, collaborative dreaming. So I'm just gonna, I don't even know if you can even see that. Oh yeah, there we go. Really beautiful card. Okay. Ooh. Give me a second, I'll tune in, see what the message is. So I actually don't remember seeing this card before. Since I've been working with the deck, this seems like a new card for me completely. And I think there's a message in that something new is coming in, something that you've never encountered before, felt before, seen before, and it can seem quite uncomfortable as you move into this newer energy, this newer environment, because it's a place that you haven't been in before, because you might be letting go of old things and moving into a new way of being and doing, and as a result you have to let go of old behaviors that might have served you well in the past, but they won't serve you going forward, and it can feel really uncomfortable as you let them go. It can also feel quite scary as well. Change can be quite scary for you, but it's okay. You're ready now to move into this new environment, this new way of being. You're ready to let go of that old stuff. You're ready to heal and move on. And there's something else here. And there's also a message here about soul tribe. Because there's many different, so there's 4 different figures in this card. So it's kind of like you've done the healing work. You've done what it is that you needed to do. You've stepped into this new version of yourself. And now you're ready to meet your soul tribe and those people who will support you on your path as you move into this next phase of life and this next mission, let's say, this next stage of your purpose. And these energies, these people are going to come in effortlessly. I'm also hearing some of them mightn't be people, it might be like animals and stuff as well. Counts as soul tribe. Those energies are going to come in to support you, to help you on the next leg of your journey. There's also a message here about light language coming in. There's just kind of like, it looks like light codes. Sometimes people get downloads of light language in terms of symbols and things like that. There's several different lighty sort of stuff coming in there on the cards, if you can see them. To me would be indicative of light language. So maybe for some of you, your light language will be coming online, that you're going to be developing this sort of gift. I'm just hearing to go into your heart if this resonates for you, to connect in with yourself, to ask yourself if this is something that you would like to develop and awaken or reawaken within you, because it's not like relearning, it's more sort of remembering, because this is an old ancient gift that you might have had carried over from many lifetimes, and it's re-emerging, and it's up to you to choose if you would like to develop it. So to going into your heart to see if that's something that you would like, and also to see kind of what way it's going to manifest itself, because there are many different ways that light language can come through for you. I'm also being directed to guide you to my light language video. It's just a little bit of an explanation of what light language is, but there's also an activation there to activate your light language. So if that's something that would be of interest, I'll put that in the description box below as well. And yeah, it's card number 28, so it's a 10. It's a 1-0, which means it's a new beginning for you. Okay, so that seems to be it for this card. I'll just show you it again. It's so beautiful. Thank you very much, Spirit. On to the next one. Okay, the next one is... Ooh, there's 2 stuck together. Interesting. Okay, so the next one is, what do you feel? Card number 9, what do you feel? Because it was funny, I was putting down the other card and then taking up this one. I was like, oh, but what does these messages have to do with chemtrails? And this one is about chemtrails. It's all about tuning into your feelings, your body, your intuition, your gut instincts, and paying attention to what they are telling you. So you might get messages, or let's say the mainstream media is touting a certain mindset. It's touting a certain, what am I trying to say, is creating a certain narrative, let's say, around chemtrails. And this card is all about, well, what do you feel about it? Tuning into your body, your psychic senses, your intuition, your gut feeling, and using that as your guide, as your compass, to determine if what they are saying is true. It's basically to get really good at discernment, because it's your discernment that will let you know if it's true, if it's a lie, if it's truth, these sorts of things. It's all about coming back to yourself and using your internal guidance system in order to navigate the world and in order to learn the truth for yourself. Because it seems like there are many different narratives when it comes to chemtrails. The mainstream media might be saying one, other people might be saying something else. As I mentioned, there's like the global warming narrative. And the message from Spirit is to just come back to yourself, to cultivate that discernment, to tune into yourself and your feelings, and asking yourself, what do you feel about this? What's your body telling you? What's your intuition telling you? Is it lie? Is it truth? Because energy doesn't lie, and your body is basically your energy receptacle. It's like a pendulum. It feels the energy around yourself, your auric fields, and also your heart creates an energetic field around you, and that picks up information around you, energy coming from other people, intentions coming from other people. And your feelings are a way of interpreting that energy. So your feelings will tell you all that you need to know, is the message from this card when it comes down to the chemtrails, the truth of the chemtrails, and indeed anything else that's going on in the world. Or if you're unsure of people around you and their intentions, to just tune into your body, see what your body feels, and honor your emotions, because they are correct and they are valid. Excuse me. And it's really important, really, really important. Because the people who are connected into their hearts, connected into their bodies, connected into their intuition will be very difficult to manipulate, because you are connected, you're tuned in, you're turned on, you're tapped in on, whatever that saying is. And it's really difficult to pull the wool over your eyes then, because you trust yourself, you trust your emotions, you trust your body, and it tells you all you need to know. So I'm also looking at this card, number 9. So it's like an ending, a closing out of a cycle as well for you, in relation to these sorts of energies that you have experienced in the past. And it also feels like in relation to you learning discernment. So maybe before you weren't so tuned in to yourself, and you might have had the wool pulled over your eyes a couple of times, and you had to learn the skills, you had to tune into yourself. It feels like there's something new coming in as well, that cycle is ending, and you are learning or trusting yourself more now. Okay, so this card was stuck behind the what do you feel card. And it's card number 12. Every journey starts with a single step. So that's quite funny when I was talking about 9 being an ending and a cycle ending. So this is something new. You're starting something new. So whether this be this new journey might be, again, tuning into yourself, your body, your intuition, and learning to trust yourself and your emotions and what you're feeling. That might be the new journey that you're starting on. To learn to go within to get the answers instead of getting the answers from your outside environment. To learn discernment. To learn how to develop your psychic skills, your intuition. Because again, once your third eye is totally open, you just see through the bullshit. And it's very easy for you to discern then what's true and what's false. There's also a suitcase in this card, so I would take that as confirmation of the other messages that we have been getting, and as in you're moving somewhere new, you're moving from an old environment into a new environment. It might even be a new house, it might even be a totally different location, a new country. somewhere totally new anyway. Seems to be the case. I'm also really drawn to the butterflies. They're white butterflies. So my symbol for this channel, Connecting with Spirit, is a white butterfly. It is a message from Spirit, an omen from Spirit. It's also a symbol of transformation. It does feel like it's going to be a very transformative time for you as well, that you're stepping into this new energy. The number 3 also coming in for empowerment. It feels like you're stepping into your power, you're stepping into that energy of empowerment. And even the figure in this card is, she's standing straight, she's standing tall, she has her head up, looking forward. She's stable, she's secure, she's empowered. Okay, that's the card again. Amazing messages from that as well. Okay. Second to last card, I think. Oh no, there's actually 2 more after this. So number 44, visions of life beyond death. There we go. This also is packed full of animal imagery. So let me just tune in, as I'm being drawn to this egg, and this egg is like encased in DNA. So it feels like, again, I had mentioned it in the healing, this pattern where it runs in your ancestral line is stuck within your DNA. It's again about breaking any toxic patterns, any toxicity that's been passed down your ancestral line, so it's not carried forward. And this is the work that you can do. The work that you can do to take back your power, to empower yourself, is by focusing on yourself and healing yourself, healing your line. So these patterns of toxicity aren't passed down to your children. And when you heal your line, you heal yourself, and it also ripples out into the collective, into the world. And would also have an effect in relation to the chemtrails. Like I said at the beginning, if enough people take on this work to do the healing within themselves, we will no longer see the chemtrails in our physical reality, because we will no longer be a match to that. And again, something about the egg, so it's about rebirth. That's it. That's the word I was looking for, rebirth, in relation to this. So your line is going to be reborn anew. You are going to experience your rebirth as well. Okay, I'm also being drawn to the raven. So when I was walking up to, before doing these videos, I kept hearing the raven cawing, and that for me is a message from the universe that something that I wanted is going to manifest. So I feel this is a message also for you. Something that you've wanted is going to manifest. If you have been asking, like me, about getting rid of chemtrails as well, I do feel like there is a high likelihood that this will manifest for you. Looking at some stuff as well, I had also seen that a couple of states in America had banned chemtrails. I think Tennessee was the latest one. Firstly, acknowledging that chemtrails exist, and secondly, saying that they do not want it in their airspace and they are banning them. So this is about these manifestations coming to light, where we will no longer see chemtrails being sprayed into our environment. So I'm also really drawn to the moon for this as well. It's also to do with cycles. The message is tuning into your own cycle. if it's your moon cycle, like your period, or your energy cycles in general, to tune into your own cycle, follow your own rhythm in relation to that. So if your body's saying rest, you rest, and just following those internal cycles, going at your own rhythm. So the moon as well is also a symbol of secrets, something hidden, truth being illuminated. So I feel like that there might be more information coming to light around these chemtrails. More information that hasn't come to light before. Seems like that's going to come in for a lot of us, that information will be presented. So another shower. But not to worry, I'll carry on. And the last message from this card is about number 44, which is an angel number. It is basically a number from the angels to say that they are with you, to let you know that you're not alone, and that you can always call upon them if you need their support and assistance. And also, because what I generally do when I see chemtrails in the sky, I usually call upon an angel. I'll tune in and say, okay, who would be the best to ask to deal with these chemtrails? I'll hear someone, and then I'll call in the angel, and I'll ask them to heal the chemtrails, to neutralize the negative effects of chemtrails. Whatever sort of words that you like to use, you can also do that as well if you see a chemtrail. That's something coming in from the angels that you can do to ask them to help in relation to that. Very good. Okay, so 2 more cards. We have card number 36, listening for truth. Another beautiful card. Again, the 9 energy coming in, the endings, the closure of a cycle. And this is quite similar to the other card about your feelings. Tuning into yourself using your internal navigating system. And the message is like the truth has a certain ring to it, to listen for it. Like when someone is speaking truth, when you're hearing truth, you feel that resonance within you, and you can feel the truth in it. You can hear the truth. That's what this message is about in relation to chemtrails, is to the truth has a certain ring to it. Listen for it. Also being drawn to the shell. I think the message is about coming out of your shell, but I would also look up just the spiritual meaning of shells and take whatever resonates as well for that. Oh, and there's like a wee button, a tiny wee button. Don't know if you can see it. There on the card. Buttons to me are symbols of closure, so it's just confirmation of that cycle ending and that something's coming to a close again. I also hope that means in relation to the chemtrails being sprayed, as well as these patterns that are being played out in your own life. Okay, thank you. And last but not least, we have card number 20, softly, softly, the tender touch. Okay, so for this one, being really drawn to the tears. That this healing might have brought up or will bring up a lot of stuff for you. As I said, you might have had the pattern to repress your emotions in the past, and now maybe you're going to go on a healing journey to let those emotions come to the surface, for you to process them. This is not an easy journey, and the message is to be gentle with yourself as you reconnect with yourself and allow these emotions to come up, because there's going to be a lot of grief, there's going to be a lot of crying, there's going to be a lot of sadness, and to just hold compassionate space for yourself and your inner child, I'm hearing, and to take it slowly, to be gentle, to bring in a lot of love for yourself as you work through these energies that might make themselves known over the next while. And Spirit will also be there with you, holding a compassionate space for you as you work through other things that might come up for you in the next while. Being drawn to the lotus flower here as well on top of her head, like a flower opening and blooming, indicative of you. There's also something about purity and innocence as well coming in. So you're pure of heart, pure of soul, I'm hearing. And another message about you just care so deeply that it pains you to see the chemtrails, to see that people are intentionally damaging the environment, intentionally damaging plant life, animal life, human life, that they're intentionally out there trying to harm other people. And this just affects you really deeply. You're very empathic, you're a very heart-centered person, and you do take it to heart, and sometimes you might find it difficult when you see this injustice in the world. But I'm just hearing it is your greatest strength and your biggest gift to feel things so deeply. It's also from this space where you will reach and connect with a lot of people and make a difference in the world. And your empathy is your superpower. And I'm just being drawn to the 20 and the 2 in particular. Some sort of like partnership energy coming in. Oh, okay, it's unity. It's like unity with yourself. You're being reunited with yourself, who you really are, your true self. Thank you. And I'm just hearing there is magic in the air, and that you have the ability to tune into it, to tap into it. And so to use this magic that's available to you, because you are magic, and you have power. So it mightn't seem like it right now. Maybe you've been doing a lot and yet you're still seeing the chemtrails and you feel like you're not making a difference whatsoever. Spirit wants you to know that by watching this video, by doing this healing on yourself, you are making a difference, and it will have an impact, and you will see evidence of the changes that we as a collective and you are bringing about, and that it's not in vain. Like everything that you're doing right now is not in vain. You are making a difference, and you do matter. Okay, that seems to be all the messages coming in with that card. Very nice. Okay, wow. That was a lot. Okay, so I'm going to close down, but before we do, I'm just going to invite you to take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, just to really ground and bring everything back down. As this was a super strong healing, I will put aftercare instructions down in the description box below. But as I said before, do come into yourself, connect into yourself, and ask what's the best way for you to support yourself after receiving these energies. I'm just going to ask the angels just to ensure that you're fully grounded, earth anchored, connected and aligned to Gaia, that you're 100% embodied, or as much as you can be at this time, and that any excess energy is brought down through your chakras and sent into the heart of Mother Gaia. Now please, I'm going to ask Archangel Michael just to balance, harmonize, stabilize, recalibrate and realign all levels, layers, bodies, fields and systems of you. Excuse me, clearing happening still. Those old energies. I'm just going to bring in the violet flame as well, just to pass it through your energy fields to clear and cleanse, completely remove and transmute any energetic debris that might have come up to the surface as a result of this session. Thank you. Thank you. And to zip up your aura, zip up your aura, zip up your aura, so you feel strong, safe and secure within your energy fields, confident walking on this path, contributing to the collective and the collective healing and your healing, making a difference, speaking truth, standing in your power. And anything that was open during this session, just going to ask them to close it. Healing portals, vortexes, channels, sacred space, your chakras, just to close everything down now, please. Also hearing you might receive some messages in the coming days, to be on the lookout for that, but don't worry, you won't miss them because Spirit will just keep at it until you get the message. And just a reminder as well, if you can, to lie down after this session, just to allow the energies to settle and integrate, and you might even receive the messages while you're doing that, and to drink water, to bathe in water, all that sort of stuff. But those further guidelines will be in the description box as well. Just Spirit hammering them home because they are really important. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, for taking part in this healing, for yourself, for the collective. You should be really proud of yourself. I know I am. And I just want to thank all of the healing teams of light, the angels, Archangel Azrael, Michael, Metatron, Shekinah, the galactic energies, the unicorns, Uriel, Gabriel, Ariel, Michael, everybody who was here present for this session, and most importantly you. Thank you so much for being here. From my heart to yours, namaste. Okay, so super interesting video, super interesting insights. Do let me know what you thought about it. The energies, the parallels between what's going on with you, the inner wounding and the chemtrails. I think there was some really interesting insights and some lovely messages there from Spirit. It is a lot. It was a mammoth video. Moving locations, the weather, I didn't expect it to be so long either. So if you've made it this far, fantastic, well done, and thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. Until next time, take care, bye bye.